Hi everyone, hope you're doing very well. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Our reading today comes from John's 16th chapter, verses 12 through 15. I still have many things to say to you, Jesus said, but you cannot bear them now. When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all the truth, for he will not speak on his own, but will speak whatever he hears, and he will declare to you the things that are to come. He will glorify me, because he will take what is mine and declare it to you. All that the Father has is mine. For this reason I said that he will take what is mine and declare it to you. The Gospel of the Lord. Well, thank you, fathers, for all that you do. Today's a special day when we rightly thank our fathers. And though most fathers are not likely to tell you this, today can be equally challenging for many of us. Just as Mother's Day can be challenging for many mothers, sometimes fathers have a hard time as well. In honor of Father's Day, I'd like to start with just a couple of stories from a couple of dads. Here's the first. The preacher's 5-year-old daughter noticed that her father always paused and bowed his head for a moment before starting his sermon. One day she asked him why. "Well, honey," he began, proud that his daughter was so observant. He said, "Well, I asked the Lord to help me preach a good sermon." "Well, how come he doesn't answer it?" she asked. Well, that one hits pretty close to home. Here's another. After downing half a glass of his milk, a 10-year-old boy declared, "I am an optimist. The glass is half empty." "Looking at the glass as half empty is a sign of pessimism, son," said the father. He smiled and corrected his dad. "Not if you don't like what's in it." Perspective. Perspective makes such a big difference, doesn't it? And I think that there are two huge things in life that can make a huge difference in how we live. Perspective is a big one. The other is expectation. And in our reading for this morning, we run into both of these, perspective and expectation. A little quick background here. Jesus has not yet been crucified at this point in John's gospel. He's getting ready for that, and he is giving his final words. This is still called the farewell discourse. And Jesus starts out with a divine perspective that cannot be understood from our human mind. Our perspective, Jesus tells us, is possibly too small. In his own words to his disciples, he tells them they cannot bear the things that he wants to tell them. I would love to know what those unspoken things were. And knowing what I know about Jesus, I'm inclined to think that they are wonderful news for us. And then almost immediately, Jesus jumps right into expectations. And he talks about the coming Spirit of truth. Today we call that the Holy Spirit. And here's what we could expect. The Spirit will glorify Jesus, and the Spirit will give us the exact same abilities that Jesus had in his life. Now, if you're like me, I read this and I wonder, could that be real? Could I really expect that God could use my life in the same way that God used Jesus' life here on earth? Which brings us to how we live today. Have you ever found yourself asking these kinds of questions? What does it actually mean to follow Jesus when you cannot see him face to face? Or perhaps, how do you overcome evil with the Holy Spirit leading and guiding you throughout your day? And this is where our reading from John's 16th chapter gives us some clarity. Because Jesus is telling his disciples, I still have many things to say to you, but you cannot bear them now. When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you. He will guide you into all truth, for he will not speak on his own, but will speak whatever he hears, and he will declare to you the things that are to come. He will glorify me, because he will take what is mine and declare it to you. All that the Father has is mine. For this reason, I have said that he will take what is mine and declare it to you. Jesus is assuring his followers that even after he leaves, they will not be left alone. The Holy Spirit will be with them. It will guide them. It will help them. And this is the foundation of our understanding of what the early church eventually called the Trinity. 3 persons in one God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Today is Trinity Sunday. God the Father is the Creator, the eternal source of all life, vast and unchanging, majestic as the night sky, and far beyond human comprehension. God the Son is Jesus. God in human form. Jesus said, whoever has seen me has seen the Father. In Jesus we encounter God in a personal and tangible way. He walked on earth and experienced life same as we do, showed us what it means to live in perfect love and obedience. And God the Holy Spirit, the third part of the Trinity, the living presence of God within us. The Spirit speaks truth, the Spirit brings peace, the Spirit convicts the heart and empowers us as believers. When Jesus ascended to heaven, it was not at all the end of his presence. It was, in fact, the beginning of a new and better way for God to be present in the lives of every believer everywhere. I read a story about a pilot that was flying in a fighter jet in bad weather, and he was about to make an instrument approach to the airport. The air traffic controller called to him and said, "How much fuel do you have?" He said, "Plenty." He said, "Well, great," said the controller, "because we've got a little problem. There's a young pilot who is not instrument rated. He is absolutely lost in the clouds. And we're wondering if you could intercept him and lead him back to the airport." "Sure," said the pilot. Eventually, he found the lost plane with some help, and he pulled up beside it, and he called on the radio and said to the pilot to look out on the left, where the pilot of the small plane looked out and saw the fighter jet. And as soon as he saw it, he burst into tears, because as far as he was concerned at that point, his life was pretty much over, because he was about to run out of fuel and crash. "Well, don't worry," said the fighter jet pilot. "Everything's going to be okay. I'm going to pull right in front of you, several hundred yards. You follow me. You do exactly what I do. When I turn, you turn. All you have to do is do exactly what I do." And so carefully, the leader and the follower turned on the course that they needed to the airport, and they slowly descended through the fog. And when they finally broke through the clouds at around 500 feet, the frightened pilot saw a most beautiful sight, because there in front of him was the runway as he was perfectly aligned and ready to land. There are times in life when each of us needs a guide. Where would we be without mentors or coaches or counselors or teachers or consultants? When we are engaged in tasks that are beyond our expertise, we need help. And this is what the Holy Spirit does for us in our lives of faith. Jesus came to start a movement that would bring God's guidance to all people all around the world. Now, if you think about that, God's plan was absolutely necessary. The ministry of Jesus was able to spread exponentially because it moved into the hearts of men and women, person to person. The whole globe was always loved by God. But for the whole globe to be reached, God had to send the Holy Spirit so that all people could experience His presence personally and sometimes lead and guide each other in love. And the Holy Spirit transforms us. When we acknowledge that Jesus is Lord, the Holy Spirit enters into our lives and works within us to change our hearts, to guide our actions. And it will guide our lives in truth. And living in a spirit of truth is exactly how we are created to live. At times we may feel unworthy, perhaps too ordinary to be used by God. And this is yet another place where the Holy Spirit intercedes for us. Scripture is filled with examples of God using ordinary individuals to accomplish extraordinary things. I think of David in the Old Testament, a young shepherd boy who was overlooked and totally underestimated, but the Spirit of God came upon him, and he became a giant slayer and the king of Israel. God delights in using ordinary people who are open to His Spirit, to His leading and His guiding. We face countless moments in life where we have to make a choice. Will we respond in love or will we react in anger? Will we speak the truth or maybe stay silent? Will we serve or will we simply turn away? And all of these are real life decisions that God told us He will join in with us in making. Jesus spoke of being anointed to bring good news to the poor and to bind up the brokenhearted. And I'm pretty sure that you and I are qualified to do those things. Because every day we encounter people, many of them hurting. And if we are sensitive to the Holy Spirit and its leading, we will recognize these moments as opportunities to make God alive in the lives of those around us. Sometimes the most powerful things that we do are simply to listen. When someone is hurting, our presence and our willingness to listen can truly be life-giving. Sometimes a word or a phrase like, "tell me more," will open the door to huge healing, or simply saying, "I'm so sorry," can communicate very deep compassion. And the Holy Spirit equips us not only to serve and to comfort, but also to speak a word of hope and share our faith. And you don't have to be a theologian. You just got to be willing. And when you pause in those moments that maybe might feel even overwhelming, and simply say a quick prayer, "Spirit, give me wisdom," the Spirit will lead and guide. Now, I'd expect that many of us will have these exact moments this week. Moments where we are able to show compassion, moments where we are able to serve others, to witness, to encourage. And it is in these moments that the difference between choosing to walk in the Spirit or following our own way may come down to just a second or two. So I encourage you this week to pause and to pray and to ask God to guide you and to empower you with His Spirit. Because the same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead really is alive in you. Please pray with me. God, we are grateful that you have chosen us to change our world, that you have led us to one another and our community here. We are grateful, God, that we are never alone, not with you. And we ask, God, that your Spirit would continue to lead us and guide us throughout our lives. Help us to be receptive and to understand the power that you have given us, sometimes in the smallest of things. Give us your wisdom and strength. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.